Hey, sister. I'm so glad you're here. I've got a question for you. What happens when your faith is strong, but your job security isn't? You know, you've prayed, you worked with integrity, you showed up early, you stayed late, you gave it everything you had, and still your role was eliminated. It's that moment that makes you question everything. You ask questions like, did I fail God? Did he forget about me? What now? Today, I want to speak directly to every woman of faith who's ever lost a position, a paycheck, or a platform. And she wondered where God was in the middle of all this unexpected, asked for transition. Because I've been there, and I want to share with you what I learned. You see, sometimes what feels like a setback is actually a setup. It's a setup for your next level, your next assignment. See, there was a season in my corporate career where I gave it my all. I brought my full self, my ideas, my leadership, my integrity, and yes, I brought my faith. But then I noticed the landscape of work began to shift. Departments were restructured. Leadership changed. And without warning, I was told, your position is no longer needed. And just like that, I was displaced. Not fired. I didn't fail at anything. Just no longer necessary in the place I had invested so much of myself into. And honestly, that wrecked me to my core in a way I really didn't expect. See, I remember walking out of the building and hearing the enemy whisper, see, all that faith, and look what it got you, replaced. And for a moment, I believed him. I asked myself, did I mishear God when I took this role? Was I too open about my values? Was I naive to think I could lead boldly and stay true to who I am? But it's in those quiet spaces where grief meets God. He always whispers, and he whispered back and said, they may have said you're no longer needed, but I'm not done with you yet. And that's when I realized, you see, displacement is not disqualification. It's divine redirection. So let's really get into this. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, right? And that means even in transitions that we didn't ask for, even when the door closes and you don't understand why. Here's what I want you to know. First, being displaced doesn't cancel your calling. I need you to hear that. Because you're still gifted, you're still chosen, you're still anointed. What they no longer saw value in, God still sees purpose in. Yes. And secondly, closed doors often unlock your destiny. Because see, sometimes we get too loyal to the spaces that were only meant to be assignments. And we wanted to make them our destinations. See, God allowed the shift, not to punish you, but to position you, right? And third, God is more invested in your development than your title. See, you may have lost a role, but what he's developing in you right now, what is that? Is it courage? Is it clarity? Is it creative strategy? What it is kingdom preparation. Isaiah 49 verse 19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? See, you're not being buried. You're being planted. If you're watching this, feeling the sting of loss or confusion about your next steps, I want you to pause for a powerful moment and speak this over you. Speak this over your own life. God, I may have lost the position, but I didn't lose your promise. You are still guiding me. You are still good, and you're not done with me yet. And I'll ask this simple question of him. Lord, what are you building in me during this season? Maybe he's building healing, or maybe it's courage. Maybe it's your next big assignment. But whatever it is, he's not done with you. This is not the end. This is the becoming. Sis, being displaced may feel like a disconnection, but in God's hands, it's divine direction. You're not forgotten, and you're not a failure. You're being refocused. I want you to leave me a comment if you're choosing to trust God through transition. And if you've been through a career shakeup, share one thing God taught you. It could encourage another woman who's in that same place right now. Ladies, let's rise, not just as professionals, but as purposeful, planted women of faith. And sis, I'm so glad you're here.